Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm spiritual coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, July 31st, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. If you're new, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com for all about my work, all about my upcoming events, all about how to sign up for my newsletter, everything that is important to know. And also, I am on Facebook under Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. Please like and follow me there. I am also, you're probably hearing this on YouTube. So also please subscribe, hit the notification button, share if you connect with this podcast today. I would appreciate it so much. You may even be listening to it on Spreaker. I welcome you all. And for those of you coming back, thank you. I appreciate your support and your comments so much. I am so grateful, so humbled, so happy that these podcasts seem to help you. You seem to connect with them. It's very important to me. And well, just thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift of your feedback, of just the meaningful response that I've received since I started this podcast probably, 2 to 3 years ago. And so today's topic, I don't know if I've missed something. I'm on Instagram as well, but I may remind you at the end. Today's topic. So many people don't seem to know, when I ask them this question, they don't seem to know the answer. The question I ask them is about their life purpose and what it is. And how I pose it is that I say to them, if you could get up in the morning and you had all the money in the world, all the freedom, all the choices, degrees didn't matter, time didn't matter, age didn't matter. You couldn't fail. Nothing mattered. And it didn't matter how much you earned. What would you do with your day? What would you love to get up with and do? And I would say to you that 85 to 90, perhaps 95% of the time, the person doesn't know the answer. Or at least they don't know it consciously enough to be able to tell me. So then I go about giving them hints, because everyone has a vibration. Everyone is made of energy. And I'll start telling them, well, I feel that this may be your population. And it might be about this. But really, I can't give them the entire picture, because they don't have the clarity in the entire picture themselves. But our soul always knows. Our subconscious always knows. We just put it aside. We just don't maybe take it seriously. We perhaps we need to get it perfectly in order to be able to say it. I know for years, I knew as a toddler that I was here to be a spiritual teacher. But for years as an adult, I kept repeating the same thing over and over again. I would do this if I could. I would do this if something changed. And then a couple of times I had to have a surgical procedure. And before I'd go into surgical procedure, I would promise God that if I survived it, I'd do it. So I knew what it was. But I had to wait until I was ready. I had to think at some point that something had to change. And then I realized that I didn't have to wait until more money came in to be able to afford to do it. I didn't have to wait until I had support or approval. That I was being called. And that it was time. And it was in my timing. We're always called to our life purpose. We're always called to happiness. We're always called to eliminate our fears. So today I want to help you to really get to know yourself. And through getting to know yourself, you'll discover your life purpose as well. And the wonderful thing is, it can change. You don't have to find it and then do it forever. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to expand. You're allowed to come out of your comfort zone. You're allowed to test and take risks. So here's where to start. If you really knew yourself, you would know your life purpose. If you really knew who you are, who you were, who you are, and who you're becoming. So how do you do that? You have to spend time with yourself. You see, all of us tend to give to others first. We get up in the morning and we have a job. We're racing off to the job to serve it, to serve the boss, to serve the coworkers, to serve our families before we even leave. And then we come home. We're about the family, the activities. Perhaps we're serving friends. We're always about giving of ourselves to others. But most of us do not sit down and really spend time just with us. So I want you, if you will, to take just 5 minutes. And it can be 5 minutes every day. It could be 5 minutes every other day. It can be 5 minutes once a week. I want you to sit down for that 5 minutes, and I want you to talk to yourself. Start with hello. You can talk out loud if you have privacy. You can go in your car and talk out loud. People around you won't know if you have, hand-free devices on, or like my car, you can speak into the air. They won't know. Excuse me, clearing the throat because I used the voice a lot yesterday. Talk to yourself. Greet yourself as if you were greeting someone you're just meeting. I love to have HR reviews of myself. I do it almost every day. How are you feeling today? How are you? Are you sad? Are you happy? Are you calm? Are you stressed? Why? Perhaps you don't have to start out that way. Start out like you would if you were meeting someone for the first time. Tell me about yourself. Where are you from? What was your childhood like? What did you have to get this deep at first, but what did you like to do when you were a child? What did you play at? That might come over time. Because you see, when you meet someone, it generally takes time to get to know them unless you have this, soul connection that's so strong and that you might sit and talk for hours upon hours the first time you meet them. I've had that with people where I sit down and we connect and we're fast friends. But a lot of the time, it takes time to get to know someone. You have to spend time with them on a consistent basis, maybe over a year even. And then you get to know them very well. So you don't have to dig deep. Start the conversation anywhere. And then over time, you'll find naturally that you do start to go to, what was your childhood like? What did you play pretend at? Do you feel drawn to animals or children or seniors? Well, Even how do you feel about animals? How do you feel about children? How do you feel about seniors? How do you feel about men? How do you feel about women? But really, as I said, that first conversation can just be, hello. Then over time, you get into the nitty gritty. And as you get into the nitty gritty, you get the ahas. I've always wanted to do that, but I don't know how I could do it at that. I don't know how it could pay well. It doesn't have to pay well. If you are drawn to happiness, to spending time doing what makes you happy, even if it's part-time, you will draw in prosperity. You will draw in extra income somewhere. Prosperity comes just not through money. It comes through people wanting to give things to you, treating you, being kind. So spending that time with yourself will give you that clarity about who you are. And sometimes it won't be positive. Sometimes you'll say, wow, I'm a real witch. Or a warlock, maybe. I'm being really mean about that. I was awful to that person the other day. It's okay to go there too. Go to the uncomfortable as well. But love and accept yourself in that uncomfortable. And then go about, if you will, being all right with it changing. So there must be a concentrated effort of giving yourself time, and you must demand it. Because the people around you will happily allow you to give your time away and your energy away. So you must be very demanding of this time. It must be scheduled in as a primary importance. No excuses. No wavering about it. And then, once you get an inkling of who you are and what your life purpose may be, then you take inspired action. Because just by tapping into you and getting to know you and getting to know about what you want, you have started to manifest it. But all manifestations need action. I loved the movie The Secret. Oh gosh, 15 years ago now. And it taught you in The Secret that it was about thoughts become things. Shout out to Mike Dooley. What you visualize happens. How you speak happens. But they don't spend enough time in the movie talking about action. It's important to take action towards what you want. It's important to become what you want. So for instance, let's say that you have these meetings with yourself. And during this meeting, one of them, you realize you want to be a dog trainer. Well, then you make research. You do the research. How do I become a dog trainer? What course do I need to take? What licensing might I need? Where would I do this dog training at? And then, even if it's baby steps, you start the process of moving towards dog training. Perhaps you realize you want to be a nurse or a business owner. What do I need to get done? If it involves education, sometimes it's just fine. I know someone who walked in and said, I want to do this. I don't know how I can do this financially. Can I get help? You have to ask for what you want, because you'll get it in some way, shape, or form. And so, it maybe won't be so easy. For most people, it's not, because most people don't think to do it. To give yourself that dedicated time. But you're worth it. It's a project. You should be your number one project. To explore who you truly are. Not how somebody else made you or programmed you or what your boss expects of you or your spouse, but who are you really? Who are you really? And here's the amazing, wonderful thing, is once you really get to know who you are, when people try to get you to change those, or try to get you to be somebody else, you'll be like, no, that's not me. That's not who I am. No, I'm not going to do that. You'll notice how empowered and powerful you feel. And that's amazing. That's wonderful. Because it will change your whole environment around you. The people that are used to you living your life distracted and in their light will be taught that you know who you are as a person, and they will have to adjust. And those who love you and want to be in your life will adjust. And those who don't will be replaced by better if you are open and willing. And so, spend the time. I did it naturally. I've been doing it naturally. Little meetings with me. But I've learned from those who know how to be happy, from those who know how to manifest, that the most important meeting you can ever have, the most important project you can ever have, the most important person in your life is you. It's you. Get to know yourself. All the beauty, all the warts, all the humanity. And it may be hard to look at times, as I said, but it's worth it. Then, get rid of the fear and move towards it, because that's why you're on this earth. Because moving toward what serves you will open up doors and windows to give you fulfillment and happiness. You'll know, I don't want this, but I do want that. And that's all right. And know it's yours. It's you put up a rocket flare when it becomes clear to you who you are and what you're truly wanting. And it's then yours to have, yours to reach for. And why I have you here I want to say something else about manifestation. Being an intuitive and a medium and an overall spiritual, always felt more of a spiritual connection all of my life. We, more than others, those like me, understand about source, understand about the energy of heaven, universe, whatever you want to call it, that vibrational energy. And now we're in a time in our world where the professionals, the business people, are understanding it. They always did. The most successful ones, but now more and more understanding it. So that is why you may see some famous celebrity, more spiritual workers and mediums, not just doing mediumship, but talking about manifestation, talking about meditation, talking about law of attraction or law of vibration, a law of love, or whatever you want to call it. Because you see, a medium is connected into that energy in order to connect into departed loved ones, and into angels, and into spirit guides, and into ascended masters, such as Jesus or Moses or the saints. And so, because they're connected into that energy, they know how it works. And all good workers want to pass it on to others, want to be teachers. They're natural teachers, the real ones. And so, that is why I'm doing this podcast. Because anything I learn, I want to pass on. It is there for all of us. So when I channel loved ones or angels, I am in centered moment. I am connected into source. I am connected into the present moment. I am focused with no distraction on the person in front of me or the person on the phone, and into their energy and the energy around them. I am an energy reader. You can do the same thing by being centered in the moment. Now, I'm centered in the moment. I am at my greatest manifestation abilities because I'm not distracted. I don't have negative thoughts. I'm not negating what I want to manifest. I'm out of my own way. When I'm with a client, I'm focused on them. But when I'm centered in the moment, when it's just me, like when I'm having that 5-minute conversation, I am in high power manifestation. But I must stay centered. I must take life one moment at a time and not let myself divert to what someone did to me and what happened in the past and what bill needs to be paid in the future. I must centered just on what I'm focusing on in front of me. If you can do that, you will find all the answers. You will manifest what you want. You will get your life purpose. It will just be dropped into you. Any yogi, monk, does this to achieve their peace of mind, their nirvana. Successful multi-millionaire business people do this. It is in your hands to do this as well. I've been doing this more, centering myself. And I have to say it's simple, but I would not say it's easy, because it's so easy to be distracted. It's so easy to get caught up in social media. It's so easy to be put off by something you see and get thrown, I call it offline. It is easy to be thrown offline. But the minute you catch it, get back in the centered, present moment again. So spend that 5 minutes with the meeting, talking to yourself as if you're talking to someone you're just meeting, and then eventually to someone you know very well. And then the rest of your day, stay in the moment. It will eliminate all fears. It will give you inspirations. It will give you answers. It will be a very powerful tool. It will also, worry gone, stress gone. It will take care of that as well. And when you're doing that centered moment, focusing on just what's in front of you, every so often throw out an affirmation. Or you can do an affirmation practice separately from that. And I know I'm giving you a very busy day right now. But I'm giving you powerful tools here. If you can repeat affirmations in the morning at least, but even in the evening, don't do a whole lot. 1 per area is fine. You can do one for personal. You can do one for wealth. You can do one for health. Just one. And you repeat it with feeling. Again, even if you do it just for 5 minutes, with feeling. I am healthy. I am healthy. What does healthy look like for you? How do you feel? What are you doing? Put the feeling into that, and with some visualization if you can, with repeating it. Another powerful tool. Wealth. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am prosperous. However you want to put it, with what does wealth feel like to you? How does it look? Are you sitting on the sand? Are you on a private plane? These are ways to not only manifest, but also you might be surprised by the pictures. Well, you might get to know yourself too. So I've given you 3 homework assignments today. Just pick one of them. And if you want to make the time, pick all of them. Lastly, perhaps I'm giving you 4. Wake up every day with gratitude. Find 10 things, if you can, to be grateful for. If you wake up in gratitude, your day starts out very powerful and positive. No matter what happens, you've got a positive run on it. You're more ready for it. So, to repeat before I let you go, in order to find your life purpose, Have meetings with yourself, 5 minutes at a time. And during those meetings, have conversations with yourself. Hello, how are you? What's life been doing for you? Where do you come from? Where do you want to go? What's your population? What hobbies do you have? What hobbies do you want to have? Stay centered in the moment. One moment at a time, not diverting from what your focus is on. My focus is on this podcast right now and nothing else. Stay focused. That will give you further answers and take away all the stress and worry we can have and distractions. But when you get distractions, go back to the moment. Third, recite affirmations out loud or within your own mind in the morning, and if you wish in the evening, while putting feeling and visuals to them. Feeling is more important. Affirmations are present statements, I ams, or I have. Recite them 5 times, 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, however much time you want to put to them. And lastly, wake up each morning in gratitude before you even get out of bed if you want. List some things to be grateful for. If you have the time, write down 10 things to be grateful for, or type. This will change your life. You'll see it. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you liked this podcast. And as a reminder, please go to my website at lisahop.com. Please follow me on Facebook under Lisa Emma Hop Spiritual Coaching Medium. Like, share, subscribe, please, on YouTube. And I am also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop. I am also on TikTok under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop, or Lisa Hop. I think it's just Lisa Hop. But find me there. All right? I do little snippets on TikTok. And I'm due to do one next couple days. And just helpful, educational, spiritual pop-ups about life. Thank you again. I hope you have a blessed Sunday and a blessed week. All the best.